There is a moment, brief, violent, and almost universally ignored, that happens billions of times every single day. A hook catches, a line pulls tight, and in a fraction of a second, an animal that has spent its entire existence inside one world is ripped into another. Most people don't think about what happens next. Not really. The fish flops, it struggles, and within minutes, it goes still. We assume the story ends there. But science has been quietly building a case that the story is far more complicated than that. Because what researchers have discovered, through decades of careful, uncomfortable experimentation, is that the moment a fish leaves water may be one of the most neurologically intense experiences in the animal kingdom. A cascade of biological events so rapid and so extreme that some scientists have begun asking a question most people are not ready to answer. Is the fish suffering? And the deeper question underneath that one, does the fish even know what's happening to it?
Most people assume fish are simple, primitive, closer to a reflex than a mind. The popular image is of a creature operating entirely on instinct, with a nervous system too basic to register anything meaningful. That assumption is wrong. Fish have been on this planet for over 500 million years. They were here before land animals existed, before reptiles, before mammals. And in that vast stretch of evolutionary time, their nervous systems did not remain static. They adapted, specialized, and in many species, grew surprisingly complex. The question is not whether fish have neurons. They do, millions of them. The question is what those neurons are actually doing in the final moments before suffocation. Here's where it gets interesting. In 2003, a team at the Roslin Institute in Scotland, led by Dr. Lynn Snedden, published a study that changed the conversation entirely. Snedden and her colleagues were studying rainbow trout. What they found was that fish possess something called nociceptors, specialized sensory nerve endings whose sole biological function is to detect harmful, potentially damaging stimuli. In other words, the biological hardware associated with pain detection. This alone was surprising, but it wasn't the strange part. What made the study remarkable was what happened when those nociceptors were activated. The fish didn't just react reflexively. They showed behavioral changes that persisted long after the harmful stimulus ended. They became less active. They stopped feeding. They appeared in measurable ways disturbed. Snedden's conclusion was careful but significant. Fish show responses to harmful stimuli that go beyond simple reflex. Something more is happening. But researchers discovered something even stranger.